One more drink, one more drink. You know in the morning for sure we gon' stink. One more round, one more round. It's 5 a.m., you pricks, the barkeep frowned. This is what we do, catch up for a few. We'll riff and talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2. Talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2.
Hey, folks,
Yo.
here we are. We might be drunk. It's midday on a Sunday. It's beautiful out in New York City.
Man. Yeah, I'm what are you drinking? I need to know. You went
Oh, by the way, what do you got? A high chair there? What's that in the back? You got neck support.
I got neck support because I've been in physical therapy for my neck for so fucking long. I need to get it.
Really?
Wasn't that expensive. Got it on Amazon. I just researched I researched lumbar support, neck support. I'm a real fucking pussy.
Well, we're getting old, but this is the plight of the tall man. Nobody talks about the negatives. You get pussy, you basketball, you win the presidency. Every president has been taller, by the way, who won.
That's
True
a good
story.
point. My mom will say one time I told my mom I'm depressed and she goes, "But you're tall."
That's a bit. That's great.
It's not a carnival ride, Mom. It's still, still can get sad here. No, it's I do have back problems. I'm a tall, lanky dude. This is who it happens to. So people always are like, you need a good mattress. You spend so much time sleeping. No one ever talks about a desk chair.
You're right. You're right.
How much time do we spend at the desk?
We're sitting. They say sitting is the new smoking.
Damn.
Yeah, not mine, but I heard that somewhere.
Damn, that's heavy though.
I know, because 9 to 5s. That's 8 hours of their life sitting. That's horrible for you.
I mean, how often? I mean, you must spend so much of the day at a desk. Think even in a hotel room, you're sitting in that crappy chair, and I'm like, man, it's just not good for you.
Well, when I write, I walk. I walk and talk in the hotel room like a psycho.
Damn. So you're just dictating into a phone?
A hairbrush. Can you believe who are these people? The whole nine.
Who are these people?
I'm in my underwear with a hangover, holding a hairbrush.
Yeah, no, this chair it's saving my life, man. It still hurts, but I do the heating pad on my back at night. I do everything. I'm hardcore with everything. I want to make sure it doesn't go, because it goes out. You can do nothing for days. So
right. I mean, you know what this is? This is the big. My lady's got huge knockers, and she's always like, my back, and I can't fit in any clothing, and we all go, yeah, whatever, you big tittied whore, shut up, we get it. It's the same with the tall guy. We all want to be tall, and you're like, my back, and we're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, but you can get a height reduction. I remember the line too from Superbad. It was like the big line in the trailer where she's like, she had a breast reduction. She goes, "That's like slapping God across the face." That was the line in the trailer.
Oh, that's a good line.
Great line.
That one, and the other line I love from that movie is I fingered that girl. It was like hearing the Beatles for the first time or whatever it was. That's such a great
Fuck.
sleazy thing mixed with like a mythical, beautiful thing. That's great.
Coming of age, man. Superbad. So good.
Yeah. Nothing better than coming of age. They mean so much to a kid. I mean, when I saw those in my age, I was like, these are the best movies ever.
It's weird how the coming of age movie has just changed over the years. Because I grew up I know I was, obviously I didn't see them in the theater, but like I grew up on 80s dude comedies like Revenge of the Nerds or Porky's. And it's like funny, like you rewatch Porky's, you're like, this is to a young person right now. Imagine being like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm not just talking like the shower scene. It's like it opens, the guy calls a Jewish guy a kike, and you're just like,
right.
And he doesn't even get it. I mean, they're making fun of it. He calls him a kite. He goes, "It's a kike, you idiot."
Yeah, that's a.
He's
pretty
like,
good
you're not even racist. You don't even know how to be racist. That was like the joke, but it was like, yeah.
Yeah. Was that Meat? He was like the big guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of a nice little nod to the Jews. Like, we're going to give you they could have gotten you a Woody Allen type, and they gave you the big guy.
That's right. I guess Meat was a Jew.
Yeah. Well, you figure if it's going through some producers, maybe they did some casting.
You got to get the Jack guy. Hey, at least I didn't go with stereotype.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you drinking, by the way?
I went all in. It's daytime. It's winter. Hot toddy.
Oh my God.
The lady cooked it up.
Oh my God, I love that.
Mm.
That looks so good.
whiskey, honey, lemon, cinnamon.
Dude, that is the winter drink, especially people dining outdoors in February.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're under a heat lamp and a fur coat, so you need a little extra warmth.
Some places aren't even doing the heat lamp. I walked by John's Pizzeria the other day, one of the best pizza places in the city, no doubt.
On
But
Bleecker?
on Bleecker, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we don't do heat lamps. I was like, it's 20 degrees. And like, yeah, we're good. Like they're like so cocky about their pizza. They're like,
Right.
we'll make it work.
Damn, that's hard. I mean, thank God you can do 25% now. The cellar's open, diners are open. Me and Salacuse went to a diner the other day. It was like heaven.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm drinking a Juice Bomb IPA. I've never had this, but we haven't done a beer on the pod yet, have we?
No, I don't think so. We did the lemon truly like a homo, but never done that.
This is good, by the way. I'm not a huge IPA guy, but it's pretty good.
Here's the thing about IPA. You learn with age, I think. I don't like them either, but one is great.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not a big beer. Beer's just not my go-to. I like hard
No.
stuff. I like hard liquor. I like cocktails. I like beer. You drink 10 beers. That's fine when you're 18. When you're in
Yeah.
your 30s, you're pissing all night.
You're pissing all night. It's like you ate a loaf of bread. It's heavy. You're burping. I'm with you. As a kid, it was like get a rack, get a package, get a case. And now I'm like, I'll have 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah,
Fun,
but
fun. Oh, sorry.
no, what?
Beer wasn't considered an alcoholic beverage in Russia until 2011.
Is that real?
Yeah, fun fact.
Damn, because is it because they're such vodka heads? What is it?
There's such booze bags over there that vodka is like red wine to them. They have it with dinner, they have it with lunch, and so then beer was like, this is water.
Damn. That's why they're so fucking tough. Like in wars, Russians never quit, and it's just they just fucking drink.
I know. It's same with like boxing or maybe more UFC, but you always put black guy toughest, but then Russian is almost up to black in toughness.
Is that? I mean, yeah. I mean, I always think of Dan Soder's old bit about like there's nothing scarier than a Russian accent. That was like the classic. That was like his bit that like you couldn't follow that. He would kill so hard.
That's such a great Soder bit because he's a hilarious guy and he's a good comic, but then he puts the voices on top of the funny brain. It's kind of like Kyle Dunnigan.
Right.
Man, is he funny. Like those impressions are so good, but he couldn't really find a way into the comedy world. Then he got those filters on and it was over.
Well, he was working. I mean, he wrote for a ton of shows. You mean like
That's
as a social media guy? Yeah, Kyle's been successful forever, but got one of my favorite jokes ever.
Oh, really?
You know the joke he said where they say some women think he has too close a relationship with his mother, but mom says all those women are dirty little whores.
It's great.
I love it.
He had that great one about the crooners in the 40s, like Sinatra and Dean Martin. They have to seem so manly, so they're like, I see the moon in your eye. Hey, ho, gotcha. And he's basically saying like, I love you, but ho, I'm not gay. I like ladies. I like women. I love pussy.
That was the 50s. Sinatra also kind of like aged into being a tough guy. I know he always had he's always a Hoboken guy. He was always like a mob guy, but he just didn't look like a tough guy when he was super young because he was like a string bean. And then you see him older, you're like, oh, he also like aged into his looks,
Oh yeah. He was so skinny. He had that pronounced face with the curly, slick hair, but he was like a Timberlake who kind of went into a soprano.
Yeah, that's true. He also, I mean, yeah, he really he fell off for a while too, and I think From Hero to Eternity saved his career. It's weird, like acting saved him. Don't you feel like acting kind of gave Timberlake a boost too, though, with like Social Network? It was like, oh shit, he's kind of got that too.
I mean, him on SNL, he was great. You're like, wow, this guy's funny. You didn't want him to be funny because he's handsome and he can sing, but then you're like, he's good.
Yeah, he makes fun of himself. That's
right.
all you want for someone who's been famous since they were 12 or whatever, like Mickey Mouse Club shit. You're like, just laugh at yourself and you're in. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. And it's also interesting. This is a weird reach maybe, but like when I was growing up, Timberlake was a punchline. Like, oh, Justin Timberlake, boy band, douche. And girls would always go, yeah, fuck that guy. He's a dork. But they didn't mean it. Because, like he's bagged Jessica Biel and Cameron Diaz and Britney Spears and all these, top shelf clams. But yet he was made fun of in his youth. But women, they'll throw that out there, but they don't mean it.
Yeah, I think it's like you're in a boy band, but then like he kind of went his own way and people start to like him again. I think when you kind of do your own thing, it's weird how there's like 5 of you. They're all working, they're all successful, but one dude just fucking pops.
Yeah, that
Same
is
with like
interesting.
Destiny's Child. It's not like I doubt the other two are struggling, but Beyonce's fucking Beyonce.
Yeah, good point. I think you have to hit the gas. Like I don't know if they hit the gas.
Yeah, it's like the other two. It's like the Avengers. Like you got Iron Man, and then like there's Hawkeye. Hawkeye's still okay,
Yes, that's
but
perfect.
he ain't Iron Man.
Right. Yeah, so true. I mean, it's Batman, it's Superman, but the Flash, come on.
The
That's all you got
Flash.
is Flash.
Yeah, I hear that show is good, but I'm just like, I don't believe it. It's weird. I don't know. I was never I'm not a huge comic guy, but if as a kid I was, and I was so more Marvel than DC.
Oh, see, I was a DC guy.
Why is that? Why do you think?
Well, DC just felt, I get it, like Marvel is cool, but DC felt classic. I like the classicness of it, the cape, the blue and the red, or the blue and the gray. And I don't know, it felt more humble. Marvel was like, oh, this guy's got laser beam shooting out of his eye. Like it felt too easy.
Interesting. See, I was like, Peter Parker was so New York, like Spider-Man. He lived in Queens. He was a photographer trying to make ends meet. He had the issues with his folks.
Good point.
I love the beef with Jonah Jameson. I was such a Spider-Man guy as a kid, but I just never gave a fuck about Superman. Like he was too powerful. He just could do everything. So I'm like, all right, if you could stop bullets, and like I don't give a fuck. But then Batman, I was always like, yeah, Batman's cool. I mean, those movies with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson growing up, and like those were fucking great.
Great. And also New York, basically. I mean, they call it Gotham, but let's be honest. And also, I'm with you on Spider-Man, but Spider-Man, again, he feels classic. I like that timeless kind of vibe. But, you start bringing in Nightcrawler and Beast and all
Beast
these other
fucking rules, dude.
Oh, that's just a big gay guy with no shirt on. I don't know. Beast was he's like a gorilla.
I like that he's like the intellectual of the group, and you're like, he's gay. That's the fucking it's like, no, he was like the well-read guy. The X-Men were cool because it was like Stan Lee's so smart. He was like, this will be about immigrants and about like, right? It's like these is people who are like different. They're like, but so society has to like brush them away.
Yes.
But then he just made them like superheroes. So everyone's like, that's for the dumb people won't notice that. But I thought X-Men, I mean, Wolverine was the shit, man. Come on. Every kid loved Wolverine.
Every kid loved Wolverine. And I grew up in a black neighborhood. Wolverine was the most popular action guy amongst black kids. They loved Wolverine. I don't know what it is. But
you know what? Because he was a badass and he like was damaged. He was cool because he was like the vulnerable guy. Like Cyclops sucked. Everyone fucking hated Cyclops.
Everybody hated. He was whiny.
He's whiny and he got the girl.
Aha. Good point. And take the sunglasses off inside. We get it, you douche. But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, why couldn't he just wear regular glasses that stop the laser? You can make sunglasses that can stop the laser, but not like chill out, dude. You ain't fucking Jack Nicholson. You ain't that cool, okay? And then Wolverine was like the cool guy who didn't get the girl. He's fucking in Casablanca. He's the guy that we like.
Wow, great point. Way to make these comic books intellectual and interesting. You're so right. Also, Wolverine was short, for the record.
Ooh, and so he was like, things. He was just a bad like. Also, I think there's something cool about like you think about even like in war, like who gets the most props in war? It's like the people on the field. It's like the people in the combat. Wolverine was like an up close guy, like swiping at you with his claws. Cyclops stayed back from a distance shooting you. There's something cooler about the dude who gets his paws dirty, so to speak, you know?
I completely agree. And you can tell you read a lot. This is such a great literary breakdown.
Oh, no, whatever.
No, really. That's a great point. I never thought about the hand-to-hand thing. And he had stubble, Cyclops, clean shaven, which tells you everything.
Dirty. Didn't care about his looks that much. He was fucking, Hugh Jackman also, like, I actually never saw Logan. I hear Logan's great, but Hugh Jackman was like perfect for Wolverine. Perfect. Like, how do you cast a better Wolverine?
I know. He's jacked. He's great in it. he seems troubled and brooding. That's another thing that's great about Wolverine is he seems a little tortured, whereas Cyclops is just like,
tortured.
I'm a cunt. Get out of my way.
You're right. You know what? Cyclops is like Guy Pearce in LA Confidential, and Wolverine is like
Yes.
He's like Russell Crowe,
Yeah. Wow.
right?
Nailed it.
Because
Nailed it.
Cyclops is like trying to climb the ladder almost. He's like, I'm the leader around here, and Russell Crowe's just like, let's just fucking take care of business, you know?
Right. Yeah. I want action. I want results. Cyclops feels like he would.
Climbers.
He feels like he would return something at a restaurant, like or have a horrible order, like croutons on the side, balsamic only. You know what? Do you have oat milk? All that shit.
Exactly. I bet. Like, I felt like of all the X-Men, Cyclops had a business card. You know, he's like, here's my card.
Right. I was a Gambit guy, but he was
Gambit
a little,
fucking ruled.
yeah, from New Orleans, Cajun. He had the cards, the stick, something fun about him.
Yes.
Trench
Yeah.
coat.
Gambit was awesome too, because in the cartoon he was always like the badass, but he always got his ass kicked. He was like the dispenser. Like, all right, I guess Gambit gets fucked up in the scene.
Right.
He just
right.
always got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah. Man, Stan Lee. What a genius. I mean,
Genius.
what's cool about Stan Lee is you can tell it's almost like joke writing where something happens to us. We're like, oh, yeah, why is that? We write it down. He probably lost his temper on his wife and he was like, the Hulk, you know, like, aha, I got something here.
Yeah, he just came out of a blackout and ripped shorts. He was like, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Oh, that could be something there. But yeah,
Man.
Jew from Brooklyn, by the way.
Yeah, fuck, that's crazy. And like Avi Arad, all those like Marvel dudes are like, they must just all be so fucking smart. He was bankrupt, dude. Marvel, I remember he had no money in the 90s. They were failing, and Blade brought it back of all the comics.
Blade?
Yeah.
Whoa, how about that?
And by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm right on that, but I know people, they're fucking bigger nerds about this shit. I'm not a big comic book nerd, but there are people going to be writing like, it wasn't Blade, you idiot. All right, I'm sorry. It's a drinking show. Some of our facts aren't 100% checked, but I do believe it was Blade. And then those new Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
Those were huge.
Huge. I saw that in the theater. Isn't that weird how you hear about these places going bankrupt? Like Marvel's going bankrupt. Marvel's been around my whole life. They've been on TV. They've been in movies. Like Ben and Jerry's filed for bankruptcy in like 2001. I'm like, they did? They're everywhere. I don't understand bankruptcy.
Go into one store that doesn't have Ben and Jerry's.
I know. I don't understand it. 7-Eleven filed for bankruptcy in 98 or something. They're everywhere. I don't understand how money works.
Me neither.
Yeah. That's why we're our own business drinking into a microphone.
Well, yeah, that's interesting, man. Yeah, Marvel files for bankruptcy. Those Tobey Maguire ones, he's a weird dude, because I don't know if you ever see that Aaron Sorkin movie, the one Molly's Game.
No, I got a thing for that lady, but never saw it.
Oh yeah, she's hot, but and she's fucking great actress. But yeah, it's like a badass real woman. The story's insane, where she's like, was an Olympic athlete. She was some sort of skier. I don't know the right term, but like I think broke her back or something. And then ends up like working her way back. She like starts running this card game with all these celebrities. And this one guy, it's played by Michael Cera in the movie. He's such a fucking asshole that I start going down like a YouTube, like a whatever, like a Google search, like who is this guy based on? And they're like, it's Tobey Maguire. So he's doing these like weird, dark card games. And he was like, I'm like, if this dude's that big an asshole, he is a terrible. It's so funny. You know what's funny? It's that he's such an aw shucks guy. It's like you see him in like Pleasantville and he's like, oh, dearie me. And you're like, that's the dude that's the asshole.
Right. Exactly. So it's like Cosby, pull your pants up, don't curse. And then nighttime comes around and he's making you a cocktail. It's so true. It's always the opposite.
Fuck.
Like I heard Tobey Maguire, Leonardo DiCaprio, and David Blaine would go around New York in the early 90s when they were kind of starting to pop, and they called themselves the Pussy Party. Damn. And they would go to like the LES and just hit those bars and just pick up girls all night. And they were like, they had the cute one, they had the dark, quiet one, and then they had like the sexy one who was Leo, and they cleaned up.
Damn, that is a pretty formidable three, though. You got the two actors, and the magician is great for probably just disarming women with just like he's just doing magic, and you're just like, all right. I mean, like I've seen magicians do that shit where you're like, but it's funny. I always want to do a bit. I never did this, but like David Blaine got he got like 2 Me Too accusations or something,
Oh.
and they just mysteriously went away. And you're like, man, either he's a monster or he's a damn fine magician. You know?
I made that disappear. That ain't easy. Even Siegfried and Roy were like, God damn. Or what's his name? Copperfield.
Copperfield. No, I got where you're going.
Yeah,
Vegas.
he's
Vegas
like,
acts. You
I did
impressed
the
him.
Statue of Liberty, and even that lady was hard to keep quiet.
What man, that hot toddy looks good too. A
Oh,
daytime
dude.
buzz. I'll take a daytime buzz.
Oh, nothing better. Nothing better. Like when I was a kid, we used to go to this park in Audubon Park and just
Oh,
getting
I know
drunk
Audubon
and
Park, dude.
yeah, right by Tulane actually.
Right behind the trolley.
Yes, and we would just get drunk on the benches, and just something about that sunshine on your face at 3 p.m. with like after like 4 tall boys. That was living.
Fuck yeah, there's something about a daytime drunk where you're just like with your boys in the park. I mean, we've
Yeah.
done a couple of times at Central Park or wherever we do, where we're just like hanging out, having a beer. I remember we went to that Yankees game fucking last year.
Oh,
Feels like 10 years ago, but it was like a year ago.
wow, we got blotto on that. I mean, I went to 10. That was all beer too. That was like ballpark beers.
Something about a baseball game, man. There's something so damn special about a daytime baseball game. Because
I
even if
agree.
you're not into baseball, you're just having a good ass time.
Yeah, it's just the best. Especially, I don't mind the nosebleed. You know, it's just bleachers. You're
best.
with your guys. You're drinking. You're yelling. You're not really bothering anybody. The sun is shining. It feels like America.
I'll tell you why I think baseball is the only sport where the nosebleeds are better. And here's my argument.
Mm,
Tickets
good
are so
point.
expensive, these sporting events. You get fucking you go to the nosebleeds, you get a big crew of your friends, right?
Yes.
You're not doing that in the, right behind home plate seats. Also, there's not as much pressure on the game. There's 162 baseball games this season. You don't need to we don't need to be locked into every pitch. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that way you're just
Yes.
like, you're watching the game, but you're also like socializing. So it's like almost like, that's why it's called the ballpark. It's a day at the park. You're just hanging out.
Yes. Exactly. And you can take a break. And also there's a lot of timeouts, there's a lot of switches, and they switch teams and all that. There's so much downtime in a baseball game.
Hell yeah. I love it, dude. Yeah, the seventh inning stretch, the fucking I miss sporting events big time. Like that's something when that's back, I'm taking full advantage, man.
Yeah, same. And I feel like with your agent, he can really get some tickets.
Let's hope. Let's go to some you too. Let's scratch my cock, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah, let's get those Michael Chase seats. I mean, he's an anti-Semite now, a transphobe. He got lit up on Twitter. I saw
Did
that.
he?
Which, yeah, again,
Oh,
he
I
did a
love
trans.
Che.
I do too. I was like, this guy got yelled at by being a transphobe a week ago, and this week he got yelled at by the right. So I'm like, that's a comic. He's doing it right.
I love him. He's such a good dude, and he's so funny.
I know.
I remember Christmas Day game. He took me, Rachel Feinstein, and Phil Hanley to a game, and we're like got the SNL seats, beautiful.
Oh,
And Shay is just so fun to go to games with because he's like a real fan, but he's also just down to drink and he's cool.
yes.
And I remember we're watching the Celtics. It was the year they had this guy Isaiah Thomas. He's 5'9". So imagine
Wow.
like Phil's not into hoops really, but he's watching. He's like, this guy's so tiny, and then he just lights us. You're like, it's incredible to see a dude who's 5'9" live put on
Yeah.
a show. So yeah, it was so damn. I've had so many fun like basketball nights with that dude. I love Che.
Che's the man. Love Che. I hope he's doing all right. I mean, I hope he's just laughing all this off. But
I don't think he's the type to even check social media, is he?
good. I know he
Do you
deleted
get that
a lot of it.
vibe? Yeah, I don't think he does.
I think it bothered him, 5 years ago when it started, and he just like, okay, people are crazy, got it, moving on.
I'm getting more and more like that, where like I'll post and look less.
Yes.
Like I used to like be like, I wonder how this is performing. Now I'm kind of like, I thought it was funny. I'm putting it up.
Good
I
for
don't
you.
I don't want to get stuck in it. I used to just go to my email, the YouTube comments. I shut that the fuck down. I don't want to see any of them.
Oh no, delete that. But yeah, they call it post and ghost.
That's the move.
Yeah. Let me just run this by you. We mentioned day drunk high school with your guy friends. Did you have a high school uniform?
I had to wear a blazer and a tie when I was in high school.
What?
Yeah,
Wow, that's heavy duty.
it was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Well, I had to wear a white button down and gray slacks and black shoes, but that was always a big thing. Was like when you got in trouble in high school, like you stole something from a convenience store or drinking in the park, you had the uniform on, so it always got drawn back to the principal.
Yeah, I remember. But then also they're like, if you're like 17, 18 and you're smoking a cigarette, they're like, ah, it must be like a businessman. You're in a tie.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
true.
know, I remember this one kid had a inflatable bong in high school. It was like a fucking, that's how fucking, like, most kids are like, oh, we'll smoke a joint. It'll look like a cigarette, walk down the street. This kid's like, I got an inflatable bong. We'll go to Central Park and we'll smoke. So he would literally blow it up and it
Yeah,
would be a fucking, and we would just take rips in Central Park. I'm like, this is so, if we get arrested, this is the dumbest shit. We didn't think about it. We're like, yeah,
yeah.
it'll work out.
Could you pop it when the cop showed up or something?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think once they search you, you're fucked.
I get, but how do you? I don't even get the mechanic. How do you light a plastic
It had a little
inflatable?
metal, it had a little metal thing you put into it, but it blew up to like
Ah,
form the it had a metal thing to
pipe.
hold the weed, and yeah,
I see. Wow, that's pretty good. Beer bong for the lady.
yeah. Saving Silverman?
Yes.
Holy shit. Are
Wow.
we the biggest fucking nerds? I mean, like I definitely I think that's an underrated flick, by the way.
Oh, so good. I mean, Steve Zahn's a beast.
Yeah, he's like kind of like a journeyman, like kind of deserves he's in one of my favorite movies called Out of Sight.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that
Clooney.
before.
Yeah. But yeah, Saving Silverman, man. Fucking Jack Black rules.
Jack Black is great. The whole Neil Diamond through line is hilarious, and Amanda Peet was funny and
So
super
hot too.
So hot.
She's like one of the hottest actresses ever.
I agree. Yeah, that's a great comedy. And Steve Zahn and Sam Rockwell are on the same level of like, I just want to
So
do
good.
good work, and I don't have to be Tom Cruise, but I just want to be in movies and do well.
Yeah, but that's a good point. Never thought of him like that. But I bet like when there's a guy who's like kind of like you in that way, it fucking they're like, all right, we'll take Rockwell. He's more famous or something.
Yeah,
You know?
probably.
But they're both so good, man.
All right, let's read this ad here.
Let's read this ad. We got it. We got an ad for Honey, man. This is
Yes.
I'm excited. I actually use this product. So this is pretty. Do you ever use it?
Oh yeah, love the honey.
Honey, because when you're online and you check out and you're like, that's kind of expensive. This thing you just download it and it just goes into your browser, so it just automatically gets you the best deal. I mean, it's kind of incredible.
It's a genius idea. The browser extension that fills in promo codes when you shop online. It works with wine.com and Walgreens, which sells beer, and all those places. So just throw it in there and you're good to go. We all shop online, and having a promo code ready to go is tough. But thanks to Honey, I don't have to search for codes anymore. Honey is free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes. When you're ready to check out, Honey automatically applies the best one to your cart. Instant savings. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. Wow.
That's huge. And if you don't already have Honey, you could straight up be missing out on free savings. It's literally free. It installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. So get Honey. It's free. Join honey.com/drunk. That's honey.com/drunk. I love that drunk is our code.
Yeah, right.
The
Which,
drunks.
get on it, folks, because I grew up with my mom clipping coupons at the counter, like at the checkout.
no.
I was like, come on, lady. I got this, my mom's got big glasses. Like, hang on. She brought the scissors from home. It was so brutal.
This is great. And you really do save money on it. I've used it a lot. And I have it just set up. So I highly recommend it. Honey.com/drunk. Get on that, folks.
Get on it.
Give me a rec. Because I know you're watching stuff. I've been watching your recs and loving them, by the way.
Oh, great. Yeah. People have been writing in saying the recs are helping them because we're all, we all need content. We all need shit to watch. But this week I finished Lady in the Dale. I don't know if you saw it.
I loved it. I watched it because of you.
Amazing.
It's so fucking good.
It's crazy. These true stories. It's kind of like Wild Wild Country. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
I missed that one. I got to get on that.
That one's good. It's on Netflix still. It's about these nut jobs in Oregon who start a cult. And you're like, this all happened. And I'm like, Mom, did you know about that? She's like, I don't know. That's how little, you watch the 5 o'clock news. It was a half hour. You moved on. But now we know about everything. So it's weird that we're just going back in time and taking all these news stories that are just gems of entertainment and stretching them out for Netflix or whatever, HBO.
Yeah,
So,
it's also they use like stop motion animation. I think it's
Yes.
called. They did that in the Bill Burr documentary American, which I also love. Bill Hicks, not Bill Burr.
Bill Hicks,
sorry.
yeah, love that.
Incredible doc. But yeah, dude, Tucker in the Day. It's like Catch Me If You Can, but a trans woman.
Yeah, yes, that's the pitch in the elevator. Catch me if you can with a trans. Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to I'll give away spoilers on this, but it's kind of incredible that like her just her love for family, like being this kind of
Yeah.
morally questionable person, but you still kind of, it's weird when you're watching a doc, you almost watch it like it's a regular movie, a scripted movie, and you kind of root for the person because
Right.
she had the charm that
Yes.
a great actor playing her would have had. And to be a con man, you have to have that charisma, I guess.
Yeah, good point. I mean, everybody in that auto shop was like, we trusted her to the death. Like we thought we were making the next great American car and blah. And she was fighting off Ford and GM and Detroit, all these guys. She was awesome.
Awesome. And it's also funny that like that guy who brought her down was Tucker Carlson's dad. Cause I'm watching this dude. I'm like, I fucking hate this dude. I don't know why I hate this guy so much, but the way he like, look, I'm not going to begrudge him for following the story. You're a
Right.
journalist and it's a juicy fucking story. Take that to
Yeah.
the bank. Do
Yeah,
it. But the
course.
glee he felt and like the joy he felt calling her a man. I'm like, oh, you're just kind of an asshole. You're just like
Right.
getting off on being an asshole. And he looks horrible. I mean, like if karma's real, he looks like fucking Jabba the Hutt. I was expecting his like last interview to be like, oogie ba ba wah. Disgusting looking. But
Totally.
it's I mean, if that's the movie, he's like Josh Brolin and Milk. Like he's the bad guy.
Yes, exactly. Isn't it amazing how we have all these great stories in fiction and movies, but when you watch these docs, you're like, it's so obvious who these tropes and archetypes are based on. Like they're all just right there. That's the bad guy. He looks like the bad guy.
Totally.
That's the good guy. It's fun that's why documentaries are great because you're like, it's a story, but it's real.
It's so real, and it's a great point because what she did is much worse than what he did. He's just a journalist doing his job.
Yeah.
But I, for some reason, understood her, and I didn't really understand him because I'm like, look, I'm not gonna like. I would never do what she did. I would never like try to like just rip people off out of money. But like, you get what she was trying. Like, her motives made more sense to me than his.
Right.
Or maybe his motives made more sense, but he was a dick about it, and she wasn't. Maybe that's what it was.
That's really interesting. It's all about intent versus the thing you said. You know, she's actually lying and conniving people, but she has good intentions. Where he has regular intentions, but he's a dick.
Yeah. And also she like was all about her fucking like, I feel so bad for her kids. You could just there's like the one girl who seems like fairly well adjusted, but the rest you're like, they're just broken without her.
I know.
And it was weird to me that like this con artist, it's funny to like say Dina Hashem has this great joke. My friend Dina Hashem has this great joke about how like Trump is a con man and liberals prefer a con artist.
Oh,
like that's why they don't like him. Like conservatives are okay with a con man. Liberals are like, we want you to earn it. Like we want you to be It's a funny bit, but
that's great catch.
But it's funny. It's like I say con man. I'm like, maybe that's like, do you think like now the police are getting more woke? They're like, there's a con man. They're like, it's a con person. Okay. This is the con. It's the con. It could be either, you know.
Right. But I've noticed they don't really do the or a woman. You know, when you go, there's a ton of male serial killers out there and women. You know, they never do it for the bad ones.
Her name was Francine the Strangler, actually.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a good catch. Yeah, it's really like you know, it's an incredible documentary. There's HBO is killing it right now.
HBO, Duplass brothers, I think they're number one because Netflix is almost like this grab bag. Like just throw a bunch of shit in, something will stick. And look, they have some great stuff, but HBO is handpicked. It's like the Whole Foods versus Key Food. Key Food's got some great shit, but you got to sift.
Interesting. Yeah, my rec is Tucker is the lady. I almost said Tucker and the Dale. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Good movie as well. But what is that your rec or what's your rec?
Well, my rec is first of all, have you seen the Patrice doc?
I'm gonna watch it when it's online. I can't do the commercials.
I haven't seen it either, so don't feel weird. So I'm with you, but I should throw that out there just as everybody should watch that. He's one of the great. Watch Elephant in the Room. It's fun.
One of the
great
best
special.
comics of all time. Patrice
Yeah.
O'Neill. We've both been lucky enough to perform at the Patrice O'Neill benefit that Bill Burr puts on in New
Yes.
York.
Good
It's
point.
one of the great gigs. I mean, what a great guy Bill Burr is, that he puts on a theater benefit every year and gives the proceeds to, Patrice's family. I mean, just an incredible guy. So shouts out to Bill Burr, and all the clips I've seen are incredible. We've got all these great comics talking about
Yeah.
Patrice and reminiscing. It looks incredible. I just Comedy Central. It's like, just fucking put it out without ads, man.
I know.
Put it on YouTube, for fuck's sake.
That's Comedy Central. They always got to turn the knife. But yeah.
And they turned it on good people. Shouts out, like, we're grateful for the people at Comedy Central who are good to us, for sure.
Yeah.
But they did them wrong. The
I
company,
agree.
the
Yeah,
corporate structure.
I'm with you. And Patrice, what I love about Patrice is everybody I've talked to is like, he was a mean guy. He was scary. He was a dick. But I love that we can look past that because the act is so good. The comedy is so important and so funny and so innovative and new and original that we're still like, yeah, but we gotta showcase this.
That's such a great point, because I think we romanticize like the wrong comedian sometimes, or at least the public
Yes.
does. And charm is so often overrated. Like, when who gets the big specials? This guy's so charming, but the material's horseshit. Whereas
Yes.
Patrice didn't give a fuck about charm.
Yes.
All about the product. And
Right.
that's special, because charm is overrated. Charm is like, who's charming? Fucking used car salesman, deadbeat
Yeah.
dad. They're charming. Okay.
Ted Bundy was charming.
Exactly. Charm is bullshit. Patrice didn't care about charm. He cared about execution and
Yes.
about delivering the best possible product. And that's why Elephant in the Room is one of the best specials of all time.
Amazing special. And I think it also is a good sign for things in comedy going the right way, because we're very feelings based, which I get, and feelings are important and all that, but like, good has got to be good too. We got to have some kind of standard. So I think it's a good sign that this came out.
That's a great point. Good. You want good to make it to the top, and enough with like, this guy is like, he's got the it factor. The fucking industry love to. And here's the thing: all these fucking industry fucking spineless dipshits who are like,
Yes.
Patrice is the best. Yeah, where were you when he was alive, you fuck sticks?
Exactly.
Like, all these people are like, Patrice is my favorite comic. Oh, really? You have a network job. Why didn't you help him?
Yeah, exactly. They all say, I love George Carlin. You would never book him now. You would never put him on anything now. An old white guy who's saying the truth. Get the fuck out of here.
He won't
What
be
are
on
you,
any of
crazy?
your hot lists. Exactly.
Yes.
Well, Patrice kept it real, and all these people who here's the brilliance of Patrice to me is like, you didn't have to like what he was saying for you to enjoy the special.
Oh, yeah.
And that's special now, when all these comedians who think they're edgy as fuck, then they just go on the road and they're just playing for like-minded people. The setups are killing, where they're like, I think this should be a thing, and everyone applauds. Okay, well then why don't you be a fucking preacher or a pundit?
Yes. Go do a TED Talk. This is jokes. It says comedy on the side of the wall here. Like, come on, bring with the ha-has. And also, we're so big into it's like you said, agreeance. And if it's not the way I think, it's wrong. And that's what I love. I don't agree with everything Patrice says, but it's still brilliant and well thought out and well written and well executed. So
I think I disagree with him on a shitload of his points on women, and I'm still laughing I'm like, oh, I don't date. Like, he'll say that about women. I'm like, oh, I don't date women like that. Like, he'll say that, like, I disagree with that, but I'm laughing my ass off because he's a brilliant comedian. Like, he's undeniably funny. And that's, to me, what's special about Patrice is like, Rock does this too, where like you get to a point where like you'll say something fucked up in the setup, and people, even your own fans, are like, that's not, no. And then by the end, 30 seconds later, they're like all applauding. You're like, that's incredible that you have, that a joke can do that, that through humor you can deliver this, almost this message, but it's through laughter, where like people are agreeing with you through feeling good.
Yeah, that's what comedy's supposed to be. I saw Rock at the Cellar. This is 5-6 years ago. And he had this bit about how he's like, we do all this shit about how it's hard to be a woman. It's way harder to be a man. Way harder to be a man. And already the crowd is furious. All the women are like folded arms, like, all right, let's hear it. And he does this tap dance. And then by the end of it, he's like, ladies, somebody pulls up with a refrigerator box and need help bringing it down the stairs. You ain't helping. And that was like the big punchline. I'm butchering it, but it was like
No,
this
it's
brilliant
fucking
way to
good.
get it together, and it killed. And
Yeah,
that's
man.
comedy.
I've told this story a million times, but like I remember I was like probably 12 or something. I'm in my, with my dad's parents in Boston for Thanksgiving. I have like a CD player. I have Rock's album Roll with the New, and I'm listening to it just laughing. I probably don't get half the jokes. I'm a kid, but maybe younger than 12. Who knows? But my mom sees me laughing. She's like, what is he laughing at? I want to know what he's listening to. She grabs my headphones, starts listening, and the look of horror on my mom's face. She was just like, and then I watch her listen for like another 20, 30 seconds, and I see her start laughing. I'm like, that's fucking great.
That's
That
great.
Rock can do that.
That's
That
great.
like that's so cool to see as a kid, that someone could say something provocative and shocking, and you're like, no. And then a minute later, you're like, oh wow, that they almost like it's almost like a beta. It's almost like the way a realtor will be like, we have all this great stuff in the apartment, and you get there and it's shitty.
Yeah.
Rock is doing the opposite.
Aha. Yes.
He's like, this apartment sucks, and you walk in, and then it's amazing.
Right.
You
So
know?
true. So true. Man, that was a great little comedy breakdown there. Because that's what
We're
it's all. I
fucking
just
nerds.
rewatched Coming to America because the new one's
Oh,
coming out.
I loved
I
it.
grew up with that movie. I love that movie. By the way, that was never like a black comedy. I just thought it was fucking great and hilarious, and Eddie Murphy was the king, whatever. But every joke is like their luggage gets stolen right when they get to New York. The landlord's a piece of shit. He rips them off. The guy
So
cuts his
funny.
ponytail. I mean, they're just getting screwed every left and right. They do it. They go to the nightclub. They're talking to all these gross women, these annoying women, these whatever. One woman's got a dick, and it's all a joke. I'm like, this is what comedy is. It's supposed to be this, where it's just getting your shit stolen is horrible. And they try to sell it to him. The guy comes up with a trench coat. I got some good shit here, and he's like, you're a thief. That's the joke. And that's what everything is. It's horrible shit making light of it.
You're so right. It's basically Rock. I mean, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio they're royalty, and then they come to New York and they're just fucking nobody. And that's that's what comedy is. It should be egalitarian. You should be one with all the fucking people in the fucking room. That's what a good stand-up show is. That's why when you become too fucking famous, you lose track of reality and you become unrelatable.
Yes, completely. Exactly. All right, so let me get my rec. So we went off on a tangent.
That's
there.
all right.
I love a tangent, but I want to throw out this show, Your Honor.
Oh, we're on a different page already.
You saw it?
Ugh.
Oh, I thought the first episode was. Here's what I like about it. It's cheesy. It's way over the top, but I'm a little New Orleans biased. But
you're very New Orleans biased.
The villain is so ridiculous. This
Great
mob
actor,
guy,
Michael Stuhlbarg. Oh, I love.
Good actor, but it's just so heavy-handed, and we get it. You're whatever. You're brooding. It's bad lighting. We get it. You're rich and evil, but the way it gets you thinking, like, all right, your kid got killed, so you hate this guy, but he's trying to protect his kid. So the writing isn't great, but the way that makes you think, like, all right, you want your way, but you want your way, and you're going to do whatever you want to get your way. And just all the lying is fun to keep up with.
I'll tell you what I hate about it.
All right, please.
I don't know. Hate's a strong word. Cranston's one of the best actors ever, and I love him. I love him so much. And I love that actor, Michael Stuhlbarg, from A Serious Man. He's in he's in A Shape of Water. He's like one of those actors where, like, I bet no one knows that dude's name, but everyone's like, oh, that guy. Which is, to me, a sign of a great actor, right?
Yeah, Serious Man is underrated, by the way.
Oh my God, the Coen brothers are fucking geniuses.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was just so dour and over the top. And like the beginning when it's like, it's 20 minutes in if you think there's a spoiler, but like someone dies, and the way they die, like he coughs, you think he's going to whisper something, he just coughs up blood. I'm like, it's like, we get it. Like, you created the most depressing, relentlessly severe shit of all time. To me, it like makes up for good writing. The first scene with Bryan Cranston, it's like, he's like, let me show you I'm a good guy by like, I'm so committed to my job, I jogged into the fucking hood, and I looked at it. To me, it was just like, all right, this is, to me, not for me. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Look, I get it. It's not Breaking Bad. Definitely not on that level. But
well, that's the tough thing with him is like when you're in Breaking Bad,
you're comparing. You're
But
constantly
I
comparing.
loved him in Trumbo, which I think is like not
I
a
did
great
too.
not a great movie, but I loved him in it. I think he's
Yeah.
incredible in it.
But just the beauty of the movie or the show is just the interweaving of like, all right, how's he gonna get out of this one? How's he gonna get out of this one? And they find ways, and that's what's cool. It's not the dialogue for sure. It's not really the character development. It's like, oh, they did some real weaving. It's almost like a whodunit where you're like, this is a little silly, but I kind of want to see how he gets out of it.
How many eps in are you?
5.
And you're still pleased with it? It stays good to you?
I'm still pleased with it because of that point I made. Because I'm watching with the lady, going, "This is stupid. That's ridiculous. That doesn't make sense." But I like this guy's trying to cover his ass, but he's trying to cover his ass, and we say he's a good guy, but is he a good guy? And what do people do when their backs against the wall? All that stuff's fun.
I don't mind the idea of like the judge who's morally questionable and the mafioso who's been done dirty. Like to me, that's kind of interesting. I just think the execution sucks. I'm just not feeling it. But I mean,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I chewed out Gary Vito for telling me to watch it the other day. Our good buddy Gary Vito got an earful from me. But my rec is I don't know if you've seen this yet. Have you seen Judas and the Black Messiah on HBO Max?
Oh, I've gotten a couple rec. Lucas Brothers, who I'm friends with,
I love them.
made it, right?
They wrote it. First off, I love the Lucas brothers personally. So it's like one of the things where you're like, I'm rooting for this going in.
Yeah.
And I was so satisfied. It's so good. It's a really difficult subject to make a movie about. The actors, I mean, Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield are such good actors. So, they just bring it, even though like I think Daniel Kaluuya is like got to be, I don't know what was that, it's got to be in his 30s, and he plays Fred Hampton, who died at 21, so he's got to be like what, but like it doesn't matter, he's so good, you're just like, all right. I mean, what 21-year-old actor is gonna fucking nail that,
right.
So
yeah, exactly. But I heard it was kind of Scorsese-esque with the shooting.
You know what's interesting? That's a great point. I think Shaka King directed it, and it's like it's got a lot of similarities to the Departed to me, because it's
okay.
It's about a rat. Oh, you don't like The Departed?
Well, I like it, but again, it's way over the top. It's silly. We got a cheese-eating rat. I mean, like, all right, Jack, we got it.
Yeah, but you know what?
Throwing coke on the vagina of the lady, like, come on.
But dude, the script is hilarious. Wahlberg and Alec Baldwin are hilarious. See, I can deal with over the top if the dialogue's really good.
Right. Yeah. And there's fun. There's a lot of fun. Your Honor doesn't have any fun. It's just like suspense.
It's relentless. It's not fun. Like, for me with dark shows, you got to release some tension. You got to give me like a laugh every once in a while. So anyway, there's great dialogue in this movie too. I mean, Lucas Brothers killed it. There's a line that's great where, Fred Hampton's talking to all these Black Panthers, and he goes, "War is politics with bloodshed, and politics is war without bloodshed."
Ooh,
it's like great lines like that where you're like, all right.
Good.
If you know what else it made me laugh, because there's like different chapters to the Black Panthers, so it made me think of comedy, where like they'd be like, I'm the head of the New Haven Black Panthers chapter, and they look at me like, yeah, but you'll never make it in New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of a different vibe here,
Right.
It's
I gotta watch. Is this Netflix?
HBO Max.
Oh, HBO once again,
killing it. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's relentless and it's tense, but it's also like it earns it, man. I'll give a true story with that shit more. There's some scenes where you're like, damn, this is pretty memorable. Like this is pretty damn good.
All right, I can't wait. I'll watch it tonight because I need a new movie. I'm blown through and everything. And the Lucas brothers is so fascinating because there's these hipster twins who are very funny on stage, but they're like obsessed with philosophy. They read Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and all these guys. And I'm mired in philosophy, so I love that shit. But they're so deep, these two dudes, but their act is kind of, it's very surface bubblegummy. They got 8 minutes on Eve 6 and Sublime and all this shit. And
they'll talk about like Shaquille O'Neal. They'll be silly on stage, but they're
silly.
Yeah, but look, they know how to kill on stage, and that's important.
Right.
I mean, they're really funny dudes, but they also, I hear you. Like it's hard to go up there and talk fucking, Lao Tzu on stage. Like, what do you want?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. I still say everybody talks about the K sound is the funniest sound. I think the ooh sound in comedy. You said Lao Tzu. I lost it. The
funny what
ooh
sounds are funny.
sounds are funny.
Um,
Boy, accents are funny.
it's a good movie. I'm proud of
All
them. It
right.
was like one of the things I'm watching where I'm like, I hope it's good. Cause I'm like, I'm always nervous to watch shit that friends make because I'm just
Yeah.
like, and I'm not like super tight with them, but I've always liked them a lot. And they're always like,
Good
if
guys.
I see them at the show, we'll chat for a while and they're just like cool dudes. So
Yeah.
it's cool that they made something so good. And I think they worked on it for years and years to get it made. Cause
Wow.
it's hard to get a movie made.
Oh, don't get me. Yeah, Hollywood's a nightmare. That those tunnels you got to go through. So good for them. And I'm gonna watch tonight. I can't wait.
Give me a peeve, dog.
Oh, peeve. Well, I got a big one and I got a small one.
I love it.
All right, I'll go with the small one first. I don't know if you've seen this or if you hate this, but I got a real problem with people throwing trash in the sink.
Ooh, like what kind?
You know, like somebody will.
Is this about your girlfriend?
Well, it is, but I had a friend who did this in college, and he was a roommate, and it drove me fucking nuts. Like he would throw an orange peel in the sink, or he would
Oof.
throw a balled up napkin in the sink. Like, oh, I'm done with this. Throw it in the sink, and you're like, hey, this ain't no garbage disposal. This is just a drain. You can't throw an orange peel in the sink. You can't throw a wrapper in the sink. It's
He's
not
the
a garbage can.
He's the drain. He stinks.
Yes.
That's all. Yeah, it's awful. It's unacceptable.
Have you seen this?
Of course. Yeah, I've
Okay.
had roommates do that. Yeah, it's unacceptable. I mean, it's not it's basically saying, here's you clean this shit up.
That's what it is. Yeah,
That's
like
what it
somebody
is.
has to pull that out of there.
Yeah, I
So
hate that.
that's my little
Unacceptable.
one.
That's
Unacceptable.
unacceptable little one for sure. I
I can
support this.
I can see how the brain is like, oh, that's where you dump your Cheerios out. So your brain starts getting accustomed to like putting bad shit, discarded shit in there, but you can't throw a wrapper in there.
This is a garbage can. Why you
Yeah.
do I hate it. I hate it. What's the big
All
one?
right. The big one, and this one has been covered to death by a million people, but I just hate it so much that I got to bring it up. Loud music in a restaurant. What are you doing to me? All I want to do here is talk. We got to scream. We got to yell. Or at a bar, like super loud music. What's the point?
It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Thank you. It's the worst.
It's unacceptable. And I feel like it's because like I used to like laugh when my mom would complain about it. And now I'm just like, oh, it's the worst. Like I think it's because, especially for people like us, like we're so used to leading with comedy and our personality. Yeah. Like even trying to pick up a girl, it was never like my face that did it. It was like a funny line I feel like I had that would like break the ice. And it's rendering our personalities useless.
Yes. You know what it feels like when you're on stage and the mic goes out and they're like, just yell. So you have to yell your act. And it's never the same because now you're yelling and your timing is off. The inflection is off. So it's the worst because you're just like, vodka soda. You know, you're like, who enjoys this? Who is this for? Like we can have music, but just lower it.
It's such a good point. That's so true. It throws your timing off. And as a comedian, timing you feel like is everything. Not only that, but I remember we'd be at comedy festivals and all the parties would be like the music would be so loud.
Oh, good point.
That we'd lose our voices. And I'd be like, hey man, we need our voices this week. We're performing for fucking all the industry people on Tuesday. Monday night, there's a party like, we're like, why are you doing this to us?
I know. And then here's the next level of it. You tell the waiter, hey, could you lower it? They're like, whoa, we got real Squaresville over here. What are you, the Reverend and Footloose? Like, no, I can't talk. I'm yelling.
Yeah, I'm a Reverend in Footloose. I don't want to just like I came here to talk to my friend.
Yes. Exactly.
It's like, you feel like a girl who went out to sincerely talk to her friend at a bar. And the guy is like, then why are you here? You like that dude? Well, then why are you here? And like, I just want to catch up with my friend over a drink. And they're like, sure you did. Sure you did.
I know. I mean, dive bars got it right. Just some smooth jazz in the back or like a little piano, whatever, or even some rock. I don't give a shit. Just keep it. It should be an atmosphere thing. We're here to hang.
Give me some music like I'm solving a murder in the 50s. That's what I fucking want for background. I want some light jazz. Maybe, you know what? There's nothing better in the winter to me than you walk into a bar and it's like wood wood panels and shit, and they're playing Sinatra, and you're like, ooh, I feel
Oh.
that warms me instantly.
Love it. Love it. Sinatra or some Motown, something just something
Yes.
low key, softer. I'm totally with you. Why are we yelling? Why are we? And it's almost like when the, when every now and then there's a band and you're like, and then the band takes a break, you're all like, oh,
Thank
this is the best
God.
part of the night.
If I walk into a bar and they're playing Ella Fitzgerald, I'm like, I'll stay for a few for
Oh,
sure.
the Billie Holiday. Yeah, that's the best. But by the way, is that the bar I think it is?
That's the Fat Black Pussycat behind me right now. If you're
Ah.
watching us on YouTube, this is the Fat Black Pussycat, our home comedy club, part of the Comedy Cellar, which I miss so much. So the amount of nights we've had shit-faced here, Mark.
Oh my God, countless. And I've just gone in and out of that curtain so many times. It's
Fuck,
hilarious.
it's beautiful. I miss it. I miss just
Yeah.
the hang. I miss the shitty paninis. I miss the chicken wings. I miss the drinks you order and they hand it to you in a pint glass. I've never drank a Negroni in a pint glass except for at the fucking Fat Black Pussycat.
Yeah, they pile it on, but boy, you gotta love it. I'm there tonight. I'm at the cellar tonight. I'm behind the plexiglass, but it's something.
I don't know if we're supposed to say that.
Oh shit! It's dinner. Having dinner there.
Dinner. We're having dinner.
All right. What else?
I got some pet peeves.
Oh yeah, hit me.
So my mom will do this. I love my mom, but my mom will I'll be I'll be on the phone with her and I'm like, all right, I'm walking into the to the the bodega, just grab some quick food for my mom's like, why don't you just order your food? Why don't you order instead? I'm like, I'm walking in. Like, what? Like, you want me to just? I'm like, and she's like, why don't you? I'm like, well, I do order food all the time, but I also want to eat right now.
Right.
You're trying to just. I'm like, they don't like Fresh Direct ain't delivering tonight.
Aha. Oh, good
These
point.
are like just how I'm not. I'll order in Seamless sometimes, but like I'm doing these are groceries I want for the house. These are like necessities. That's why you go to the corner store. I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah. Oh, is she getting on you about COVID or is she?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a health thing.
It's been a year. I'm taking it seriously. Let's
Yes.
let's calm down, everybody.
You're definitely taking it seriously. You're allowed to go out. I mean, we're all at grocery stores. You got to eat. But yeah, I think that's a little excessive.
Wendy Liebman, great joke writer, had a great tweet the other day about how we landed on Mars, yet she hasn't been to a grocery store in 11 months.
Wow, that's funny.
That's solid.
So good.
So good.
She kind of invented that whole thing, that kind of sly misdirect thing.
Yeah, you're right. It's like there's a type of misdirect joke, and it's like Wendy Liebman, she took it up a level, to another type where it was like, I'm tricking you every time.
Yep, exactly. And if you blink, you miss one of them. There's so many and they're so quick.
Yeah, she's great.
I'm with you on that. That's silly. Yeah, I'm not unsafe. I'm wearing the mask. I'm at a store. I'll wash my hands when I get home. We're good.
I got two more. They're short ones.
All right.
People who tell stories about boring vacations. Like, if you went to Rome, I'll give it to you. I'll listen.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it a little bit. I don't need to hear a story about you going to fucking Toledo, Ohio. Okay. Do I have to hear a 4-minute bit about the Hilton Inn? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Those people should know better. And if you're going to Toledo, keep it to yourself. You should be embarrassed.
Keep it to yourself is such a fucking great thing to say to someone. They're calling me, keep it to yourself.
Yeah. That's silly. I mean, come on. How boring are you?
Awful. Last one is people who try to one up you with their shitty story. Like you're going in for you're venting to someone you want to that sucks. When people go, you think that's bad?
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
They're trying to fucking Tai Chi their shit into your shit.
Yeah,
you're taking my negative energy, you transfer it to your negative energy. It's Tai Chi, but with venting.
Yes, that's so true. It's like, hey, I need the pity right now. Don't steal my pity. They're stealing thunder and stealing pity. They're two different things.
Stealing rain, maybe.
Yeah, yes, stealing rain. That's a horrible Prince album. But yeah. Yeah. No, you're so true. And that's why the Hasidic Jews and the blacks always had no slavery, no Holocaust, slavery, Holocaust. That was always a big thing. Stealing rain.
What? Give me a. Should we do a bit?
I get we gotta start wrapping up, and I want to say a toast. I wrote down a fun toast.
Oh, I'm excited. I forgot to do it. Give me your
Well,
toast. This will be a new
yeah,
segment.
this was just me being a douche, and it's not even a thing in life. I just want to throw out I googled a toast, and I liked it so much. Life is a waste of time. Time is a waste of life. So why not get wasted all the time and have the time of your life? All right.
Did you steal that from a t-shirt store on Bourbon Street?
I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
I want champagne to all my real friends and real pain to all my sham friends.
Hey, that's a great line. That's up there with George Carlin's don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's Carlin. He can do it all. He can do it all. Big bits, commentary, jokes, puns.
We should tell you guys before we do our bits, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. We got a Patreon at patreon.com/we-might-be-drunk-pod. And you can email us at we-might-be-drunk-pod@gmail.com. Send us a joke, send us a pet peeve, a recommendation, a drink that we should be having. I had a couple cool drinks in mind, and I turned out I didn't have dry vermouth, so I will be doing that next week. But should I read a quick one, like a pet peeve or something before
just to give them a taste of what we do.
we read these on the pod? All right. Here's from Thomas. This is a pet peeve, big fan, yada, 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 pet peeves. When you tell someone something and they say, I'd believe that. What do you mean you'd believe that? Are you not believing everything else? Also, why wouldn't you? Also, you would believe that. You don't simply believe it. That's good.
I love that. I think he's dead on. I'm with this guy. I can hang with this guy.
Let's see. He's got another. Oh, this is an NBA pet peeve. We'll put that in another one. Let's do one more pet peeve. Let's see.
All right.
One more pet peeve. One pet peeve from Nathaniel. I hate when people wear pants and don't wear long socks with them. I'm not talking about guys with rolled up pants that purposely show their socks, i.e. my cousin. And I give him plenty of shit for it, but rather the average dude wearing jeans that reach his ankle and he sits down. If you're cold, then wear long socks with your pants. If you're not cold, then put on some shorts. Sounds like Carlin right here.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy when I see a guy with his ankles exposed under a pant leg. Interesting.
Yeah. I've never thought about that. That's never bothered me, but yeah, all right, to each his own. I mean, I have a friend, he's like, if you wear flip-flops around me, we're not friends anymore. I'm like, all right, I love flip-flops. I don't know what the problem is, but
I don't understand.
Giannis hates man feet. He's like, if you
Giannis
got your feet
Papas.
around me, hates it. So I met up with him once in the summer. And I had shorts and flip-flops on. He's like, get out of here. He went, maybe go home.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. But it was, I was like, oh, what do you care? Like, are you into my feet or not into my feet? If you're not into them, just whatever.
My only issue with flip-flops is like if you're slowing down the walking.
Yes, that I'll give you. I'll give you that. But
yeah, I
right.
mean, look, whatever you want to wear, I could give a shit. But I understand maybe like visually that's weird. You see like I do agree that like in the winter it is weird to see the short socks with the long pants, but also like I don't give a shit. I wear long thermal socks every time it's fucking February, man.
Yeah.
I fuck merino wool.
Right. But this is why this bothers me, because this guy's inconsistent. There's something going on here, because he doesn't mind seeing my ankles in the summer, but he hates seeing my ankles in the winter. So is it an ankle issue or is it a seasonal issue? I don't understand the beef.
I think it's an attire issue. I think if you're rocking, he doesn't like the long pants with the short socks. He just wants the long socks with the long pants and the short socks with the short pants or shorts.
Okay. I think this guy's reaching for a peeve. Hey.
That's a good, reaching for a peeve is good. When you shut down a peeve, I like that. All right, tell me a bit you're working on.
Oh man, well I'm working on a one-liner, and it's inside of a bigger bit. But tell me if this is stupid, and I'll put it in a vault and throw it in the river. So I talk about how everybody complains now online. Like everybody's complaining so much, we're all complaining. Even my deaf friend complained so much, I had to put him in handcuffs. Do you get it, or is it too silly?
Yeah,
okay.
It's sign language. Of course I get it.
All right. Is that ridiculous?
I put him in handcuffs. Problem was, he's into being tied up. That's a weird thing too with like deaf people. If they get tied up, like if they're into like, bondage and shit, that means they can't speak. How do you tell the safe word?
Oh, that's a great angle with
A whole
that.
nother
Yeah.
angle, baby.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Angling.
My deaf friend was tied up the other night. He was speechless.
That's good.
Okay. I didn't know if it was too jokey, but it's in a quick thing with the other stuff. So
You can get away with jokey. Your delivery, you're able to kind of, you get that kind of, you do enough in a row that you can kind of be silly like that. I think you kind of say it tongue in cheek too.
yeah, very tongue in cheek, and it's like that vegan joke. I'm walking on eggshells around my vegan friend. He really hates that. It's just quick in and out. As I'm just trying to get as many jokes as I can. So
That's a good joke.
Oh, thanks. Some people give me shit like, "Oh, easy, Shecky Green." I'm like, well, I'm just trying to get as many in here.
You know what? They're jokes. It's silly. I got no issue. I like the idea of it. I haven't heard it.
All right, that's one of those. It feels like Henny Youngman should have done that, or somebody.
I remember Schimmel used to have a joke. How do blind guys know when they're done wiping their ass?
So great. That's because it's like, yes, that's a great point.
I love Robert Schimmel so much.
Love Schimmel. I was at SeaWorld. They were selling fish sticks. I was like, I'm good.
Oh, what are these? The acts that fuck up?
Yeah, even better.
I love it. Here's my idea. So I went on a date with a girl who was she was a conspiracy theorist, like literally all of them she believed in. She'd be like, I'm in and it was like, it was draining. I was like, oh my God, all these fucking conspiracy theories. She texts me, I don't believe you don't want to see me again. I was like, yeah, you do believe in QAnon. You know what I mean? And then,
right.
and then she goes, is this for real? And I said, yes, like Sandy Hook, this is for real. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
All right. I think we got one there.
That's a great bit.
Bam.
Oh, I love that.
Hot ep.
Oh yeah, great.
This was a fun one. Keep listening. Keep subscribing. Keep sending us your pet emails. We might be drunkpod@gmail.com. Subscribe to the patreon.com/we might be drunkpod. I'm loving this. I'm having so much fun.
Send us drink ideas too. What drinks you like? I mean, we had a drink last week I never even heard of that I want to try. And tell your sober friends who probably miss drinking. We can fill a hole that you've been trying to fill, and your family hates you. So tell a friend, spread the love, spread the word, spread the cheeks, and
and this is for the sober people too, baby. We love you.
Yes.
We know it's tough. You know what? I'll do a quick toast before we get out of here. Here's a toast to the sober people because it ain't easy. I've said it before. You're still going to things. That's a fucking fight. We love you to the sober alkies out there.
Here.
And you're still alkies.
Yeah,
literally and figuratively. You're still alkies.
I couldn't do it. So more power to you. Well done. Thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.